Hello, I'm Dan, and this is Dan Explains. Elon Musk has been in the news quite a bit lately, mostly with his management of his new toy, Twitter. However, many people have seen a recent presentation from one of his lesser-known companies, Neuralink. Many people are appalled with what Neuralink is doing, which is to create an interface between the brains of humans and computers. While its presentation was mostly the nitty-gritty of trying to figure out the best way to accomplish this, some of those methods do have ethical implications. But today, I'm not going to talk specifically about how Neuralink plans to make computer-brain interfaces. Today, I'm going to talk about whether this is ethical from a Catholic perspective. Let me explain. The technologies presented in Neuralink's recent livestream, known by the taboo word as cybernetic technologies, could be quite transformative, if they were able to iron all the kinks anyway, restoring sight to the blind, mobility to the paralyzed, etc. The issue of what is ethical or not usually boils down to the intention of the people involved. I already did a video on the ethics of genetic engineering, which many people seem to think is bad in all cases, mostly due to the misunderstanding of what genetic engineering is. And no, it's not playing God. Anyway, with Neuralink or Cybernetics, people get visions of the Terminator or the Matrix in their heads. However, what were Neuralink's employees spending most of their time talking about during the presentation? Besides overcoming obstacles, it was how people with disabilities could be helped. Now, you might argue that the experiments themselves are unethical, but you have to remember a few things. At least for now, they're experimenting on animals. And in the book of Genesis, God gave humans all of the animals to take care of. So as long as we aren't being cruel, it's permitted. I mean, come on. We kill and eat them. And if you aren't bothered by giant factory farms where animals have short, miserable lives, you shouldn't be bothered too much by a monkey getting a food reward in exchange for having his brainwaves read. The animals were clearly fine, if not having fun in the experiments being done by Neuralink. Well, what about human experiments? Elon said if all goes well, they'll start doing human experiments in 6 months or so. Well, Elon alluded to this, but experiments like the ones Neuralink is about to perform have been done for decades. But the technology used in those experiments was much more crude than what Neuralink has so far. But is it ethical? I mean, just because someone else did it doesn't make it good. And history is full of horrible events repeating themselves. Well, the people who are being tested on are volunteers who are severely disabled. If they do get brain damage, it's in the areas of their brain that they can't make much good use of anyway. There are some devices that have been approved to restore people's senses using brain implants already. The cochlear implant, for instance, is an electronic hearing device that circumvents the ear entirely and stimulates the brain directly to restore hearing. You don't hear people complaining about it, because it's proven safe and effective at restoring hearing. The issue is, this whole time, I've been misdirecting you. You see, helping disabled people is Neuralink's initial goal. However, if you've been following this from the beginning, you'll know Elon wants to go beyond helping disabled people. Years ago in an interview, he was asked what was one of the biggest threats to humanity was. He said AI was probably one of the biggest threats. Like Skynet in the Terminator movies. Computers becoming super intelligent and becoming our masters because we're just too stupid. Elon's attitude has been someone is going to do it eventually anyway, so he might as well be the one to develop super AIs. The most important aspect of this is Neuralink. His idea is that if humans can interface with computers, we can also tap into this emerging computer superintelligence. You could argue that we need this link to computers in order to not be ruled by them, but we don't need to do that. We can make AIs that are friendly, at least to us, instead of killing machines. Regardless, when you cross the line from modifying a brain to help correct a disability to modifying a brain to enhance human senses or cognition, well, that's when you cross the line from ethical to unethical. The human mind and body have clear form and function. Also, unlike animals, which we were put by God in charge of, we are an amalgam of mind, body, and soul made in the image and likeness of God himself. While our bodies have limited function, could we make God better? A last thought on this: no matter how intelligent computers become, they will only control us if we let them. What do you think is more of a threat to humanity? A super AI computer that must follow a certain set of rules? Or a human using a brain we don't understand to directly control a superintelligence to accomplish their own selfish fallen goals? So, are cybernetics unethical? Like any technology, not in itself. Can it be unethical? Yes. Are Elon and Neuralink's ultimate goals unethical? Yes. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please press the like button. Subscribe to my channel and ding the bell to get notified when I post new videos. Also, please support me on Patreon, link in the description. The more people support me, the more time I can dedicate to making videos like this one. So, until next time, have a great week.